Father Gilbert, your latest novel, Rubrics and Runes, is rather controversial, touching on abuses within the Catholic Church. What motivated you to write the novel?
I was inspired by Pope Francis, and he is really inspiring because he wants the church to survive this age of the internet when everything is known and nobody can hide anything anymore. So in his attempt to salvage the church from ruins, I wrote Rubrics and Runes to expose the corruption that the Cossack hypocrites do inside the cloisters and inside the church. And these are the ones responsible for the decline of church attendance, for the closure of the church, because they come to the church with nothing in their lives, and they want to get everything that they're supposed to renounce: power, fame, money, and with this kind of attitude, they use the name of God to exploit these people. There is no greater crime than to use the name of God in order to exploit these people. And that is why Rubrics and Runes was born in support of Pope Francis, our present pontiff.
Are you planning a sequel to this novel?
Not really. It will be like a trilogy. I will be writing in the same vein. It will always be about the corruption in the church, and I am in a position to do it because I'm an insider, and nobody is supposed to hide anything. It should be transparency. Transparency should be the rule.
And what advice can you give to aspiring poets?
My inspiration, the one who inspired me to be a poet, was I was really born a poet. As far as I remember, I've been writing poetry without any letter. So it just comes naturally, like a duck.
Repeat it. What advice can you give to aspiring poets?
Yes. Okay, that's a very good question. My advice to every aspiring poet is to be true to himself. But first of all, he knows whether he is really a poet without being told. It just comes naturally. And if one discovers that he is not a poet, he should not even write poetry. But if he writes poetry, he doesn't even need any advice, just to write.
Okay, I have a two-part question now. Being a multilingual writer, what language are you most comfortable with?
I'm most comfortable with English.
Do you plan to come out with a book in Spanish?
Yes, I am most comfortable with English. I mean as a writer, but in reading, I'm most comfortable with Spanish. I like Spanish poets, and I like Spanish writers like Miguel de Cervantes and Unamuno. But as a writer, I am more inclined to write English because it is the language I am most comfortable with in writing.
Father Gilbert, do you have any parting words to your readers?
My parting words to readers is not to read everything. There is no more index librorum prohibitorum, and it is now a thing of the past. And so you have to be adventurous, read and discover the truth in reading and compare and be true to yourself. That's my advice to every reader.